Mr. Speaker, I greet you. Before proceeding, let me say that, Mr. Speaker, you look very healthy. Your appearance is a far cry from the days before you tried to enjoin me with Yaya Jammeh. Mr. Speaker, you look very well, and I am happy that now you can afford to travel outside the country for your medical needs. All credit goes to Yaya Jammeh and me. And Mr. Speaker, I understand that you and your colleagues are about to give yourselves a lot more money in salary and benefits. We thank God for your foresight. Honorable members of Parliament, I hope those of you who went to Egypt made a lot of money in per diems. More importantly, I hope all of you are enjoying your brand new Prados and all the beautiful allowances you allocated to yourselves. I am also glad to see that your UDP colleagues never go against anything that benefits all members of Parliament. I notice the silence of the UDP itself on these benefits. That is unity, and we must all unite to ensure we continue to benefit as a government. There is a reason our brothers and sisters in the judiciary also want beautiful allowances for themselves. At the end of the day, no one can dispense justice when you are not richer than those you serve. And no one can be a lawmaker when you are not richer than those you serve in Parliament. Mr. Speaker, we must accept that government service is a rat race between the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. We cannot do anything for the people until we ensure fat salaries for ourselves. Give ourselves nice, expensive cars, guarantee ourselves lifelong allowances, and live a life that the people we claim to serve can only dream about. Mr. Speaker, our government exists to make us live better lives than the average Gambian. But in the process of carving out a great life for ourselves, we have also managed to do wonderful things that allow us to tell the people that we are working very hard for them. Today, our country is the envy of the sub-region. To that end, I will list the inconsequential accomplishments my ministers shared with me. On agriculture, Mr. Speaker, you will notice that despite all the blessings from God Almighty, we still cannot feed ourselves because we continue to pay lip service to our agriculture. We say farming is the backbone of the country because it sounds good. In actuality, we do not believe in this, and that is ably demonstrated in how much of our budget is allocated to agriculture. On tourism, many of our citizens are in Europe today because of tourism. We continue to hope more tourists will come to visit us, even if we have nothing to offer besides what we have always offered, our sun. On information, Mr. Speaker, I have a converted minister who is going out of his way to defend everything we do and disown everything he once said about us. We thank God for his maturity. We have a new law coming that ensures no one says things we don't like. We will use this law to ensure law and order. On the economy, COVID and the war in Ukraine are why everything remains so expensive for Gambians. But thank God for not making those of us seated here feel the pain of our people. Mr. Speaker, on trade, we have empowered our friends and supporters to ensure a better stranglehold on the economy. They support our politics and we give them monopoly. Mr. Speaker, it is a win-win situation for us politicians and our rich friends. On education, Mr. Speaker, we have very good private schools now, and none of the important people in this country have to send their children to public schools. We will continue to be the best in West Africa. On local government, Mr. Speaker, we are trying. We just brought in a new minister and he's talking the talk. All of us in government get lands and some of us are also buying in Senegal. It's a blessing from the Almighty. On women's affairs, we continue to ensure tokenism remains the hidden operative word. We consider women to be almost equal to men. And Mr. Speaker, on youth and sports, we will soon have a Gambian in the Premier League, and our only stadium will be one of the best someday. Credit to my government. That is why our youths are not taking the back way like they used to. And Mr. Speaker, on health, no senior government official has to rely on the dilapidated public hospitals in this country. We can send our important people for treatment in other countries. The public hospitals are for regular Gambians, and we in government are not regular. Thanks to my government. Mr. Speaker, on security, our people are very happy and safe, and hence our name, the Smiling Coast. Today, no minister or important person has to worry about their security needs. But if push comes to shove, many of us have properties in Senegal where we can settle. Mr. Speaker, on defense, our uniforms continue to inspire the rest of the world. We have the best military in West Africa, and so we have no worries, thanks to my government. On foreign affairs, Mr. Speaker, we just concluded the best conference we have ever held. We are friends with every country because as a country that relies on our development partners, you never know where your next meal will come from. Importantly, Mr. Speaker, all our ambassadors are extremely happy. Honorable Speaker, our country is moving in the right direction. That all of us seated here do not have to worry about our next meal, or worry about school fees for our children, or worry about petrol prices, or worry about how to get to and from work, or worry about what we leave for our families when we are no longer alive, are all testament to the excellent work of my government. I thank you.